We respect the treaties made on these territories, we acknowledge the harms of the states of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. We'd like to ask the teams to please line up on their own sidelines for playing the national anthem.
Hopefully he gets national anthem. Can you move it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
We're doing the national anthem right now, Pete.
Good afternoon and welcome to LRSD TV's coverage of the Division III Finals of the Winnipeg High School Football League. My name is Zach Bowser and I'll be your sideline host for today's game. I, alongside the people manning the cameras and calling the shots up top, are part of the Riel Arts and Technology Center's broadcast media team. For high school students like myself, it is entirely free, and we do things like this where we go out and we shoot live sporting events, news, and radio with professional grade equipment. I can guarantee you will not regret applying. Now, we do have a great game for you here today. Is the second-seeded Kildonan East Reivers and the fourth-seeded Dryden Eagles, and they both have had their incredible ways of getting to these finals here at IG Field. Kildonan East taking on the St. John Tigers in their first playoff game, having a shutout, conceding 0 points in that game. And in their most recent one against the 6th-seeded Beaver Brae Broncos, where it was a nail-biter, winning 25-23 in that game. And for Dryden, they took on the other side of Kildonan earlier in these playoffs, winning 19-0. And then recently, the upset against the number 1-seeded Maples Marauders, where they won 33-15, in that one. The Dryden Eagles, of course, have number 9, Dean Iwinick, as their quarterback, and a little bit of a cousin tandem with wide receiver Nick Iwinick. So those will be some fun names to watch today. And then, of course, for Kildonan East, number 7, Colin Bales is the one to watch for them. It's a huge game for both teams. Like I said, they both have the individual ways of getting to this point, but as they say, may the best team win. I'll now throw it up to Brian Cameron and Greg Kiesman for color commentary and play-by-play. Boys, up to you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LRSD TV presentation of Winnipeg High School Football League Championship play. This is game Division III Championship from IG Field. I'm here. My name is Brian Cameron. I'm with my friend and colleague Greg Kiesman, and we are proud to be with this group of fine students from ETC to bring you tonight's first game in a series of 4 over the next 4 days.
Yeah, it's an exciting day for us to broadcast this championship game for Division III. Just talking to Commissioner Greg WHSFL earlier, and we're just asking what should we look for from this game today, and obviously we're going to be looking for a strong game from both sides in terms of their offensive and defensive line play. I know that Dryden has a very strong running attack, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see which team will come out on top.
About -3 degrees at the field level today, dropping down to about -7 later for our second game, which we invite you to join us at 7 o'clock tonight. Kildonan Reivers will be kicking off to Dryden to start off the game today, but about -3, typical November weather in Winnipeg, Greg. You know, you can always tell it's a championship football team when you're putting on the winter tires on the car. Yep, you know, Winnipeg High School Football League Championships just around the corner.
Yeah, a little bit of frost on the pumpkin and winter tires on the car.
There you go. And here we go. The ball is up in the air, fielded at about the 35-yard line, cuts to his left. And taken down the play at about a good gain. Will finish at about the 48-yard line, and that will be the Kildonan East's, Dryden Eagles' first series. First and 10 looks like actually about the 47-yard line.
They're starting off with excellent field position. Looks like Dryden has a few extra players in the huddle there.
So under center with two backs right behind him. Motion in the backfield, but right up the middle. And what appeared to be a really nice gap up the middle, filled quickly by the Kildonan East defender.
Yeah, so Gustafson had a nice little carry up the middle there for a gain of about 3 yards. Carter Gustafson with the ball carry, was the ball carrier on that one. Grade 11 running back.
A gain of about 3. So 2nd and 7. Handoff again, and this time finding a lot more room. Caught from behind, and I'll tell you, 1 or 2 more steps and would have been free to the end zone. It looks like it's that running game that you were talking about, Greg.
Powell is running back.
Yeah, number 34, Shalom Powell, and that's who the Commissioner Greg talked to us about, and that this young man is something.
Yeah, that's going to be their bread and butter play throughout this game.
An excellent grab created by the Dryden offensive line. Hands off again, but this time cutting to his right, but nothing there. Kildonan front line read that one very well. Stopped almost immediately, almost no game there, but we
nice tackle on the play by Wolby, and that's a familiar name here in Winnipeg.
Yeah, and from the East Kildonan area too. But we do have a Dryden injury on the play, so we'll stop for a sec. So again, I want to thank you for joining us tonight from all over. I'm assuming we're going to have folks in Dryden joining us, and welcome to our production tonight. And folks all over. This is the Division 3 game for the Winnipeg High School Football League, and the first of 4 in a row for us. We have this one that started just now, and we're going to have another one at 7 o'clock tonight. That'll be the Division 2 game. And then later this weekend, on Saturday, we will have the JV final and the Division 1 final here at IG Field. So we invite you to join us that on LRSD.TV.
So Gustafson is the injured ball carrier, and obviously he's been playing a little bit of running back, so we'll see what Dryden has in store for us next play.
But it's good to see that he appears to be walking off, so hopefully we'll see him back. So that's actually second down, and there was a bit of a loss in the play, but Powell has the ball again and will run for about a good 9 yards. What a good run by Shalom Powell.
And it looks like number 20 is also in the backfield, and Rainer Powell, who's also in grade 9 for Dryden. So I'm just wondering if there's a family relation there. So 3rd and about 1 here.
And as we kind of get used to seeing these teams for the first time, we're seeing what's here, but they're going to go for it. And he found right in the backfield. Clearly, Kildonan East saw that one coming from ways back. Big loss on the play. 4 yards, so turnover on downs, and River East will have its first series from their own 35-yard line. But what a great read by the Kildonan East front line on that one to shut that right down. That was going nowhere, Greg.
Yeah, they got a great upfield pressure or penetration. The first number I saw was Darius Toten, who had the first contact on the running back. So great job by number 45.
First and 10 from their 35-yard line, under center. Three receivers to his right, three receivers to his left, pardon me. Pitches out to number 1 from Kildonan, who will try to find some room. Finds a bit of space, but it will eventually be run out of down after a gain about 7 yards. So number 1, Gavin Buckmaster.
Nice little pickup on that play. Obviously going to the wide side of the field and checking to see how well Dryden can pursue.
That's 8 yards per play, making the second and 2.
Gain of 8 yards, 2nd and 2 from their own 43-yard line. Under center is Colm Valles. Finding lots of room at the middle, cutting to his right. A gain of about close to 10 yards. Great run on the inside. And I believe that was number 1 again, Gavin Buckmaster, Craig.
Well, you can certainly see why both teams ended up here in the championship. Both teams have very well polished offenses. They're definitely depending on the run. So far, we haven't seen a lot of passing. Obviously, with Kildonan East being 7-0, they're a powerful team here. You can see their O-line is quite strong.
Yeah, that's some big boys down there, Greg. So first and 10 from their 52-yard line, pitches out, and with some wheels, number 44 from Kildonan East finds some room down the sideline, and he will go all the way.
They're saying he stepped out.
Well, okay, so they're calling him out of bounds, way back actually.
Jesse Andrews on that run, fantastic speed.
A great speed and a good run, and still a first down. He got about 13 yards on the play, which will put him down to the Dryden 37-38 yard line. What a great run.
Well, Kildonan East has some serious speed in the backfield. Obviously, they're going to be going to the wide side of the field quite a bit in this game. So Dryden has to adjust and make sure that they're not allowing or keeping contained on the run play.
First and 10, 38-yard line. Number 7, Colm Bailez. Underneath center. Three receivers to his right. He pitches out again. Very similar play once again, but read quite well this time by the Dryden defender, number 50.
Eric McNeil on the tackle. Nice job by Dryden coming up and making that play.
So a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Coach Hawkins has the offense running really, really good today.
So in the shotgun this time, and the flag goes up. I think
Delay a game.
I think it's a delay of game. Yeah, time count. It's a little too long getting this one together. With this distance, Greg, I wonder if we'll see our first pass play of the game.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of throwing just yet.
So that would be, looks like 2nd and 13. Still from the shotgun. But this time, Velez is found in the inside and sacked on the play by the Dryden defender. Once again, number 50, Eric McNeil.
I was just watching that play, Brian. I'm wondering if it was a pass run option and he chose to run. Wasn't clear whether or not he was ready to throw that ball.
So Kildonan is getting ready to punt the ball away.
Nice job by the Eagles defense to stop that.
Ball's up, comes down at about the 20-yard line, fielded at the 15, 14, cutting to his left, but tackled pretty quickly and down at his own 20-yard line, so not much of a gain. And that's where Dryden will take over for its second series. Now, interesting thing we got told by the commissioner, Greg, is that Kildonan East actually sat its team last year through the pandemic and didn't play, and coach chose to train his team, and they've been working together for a year, so maybe that's what's really helped contribute to their success.
Yeah, I mean, when I look over their rosters, a lot of 11s and 12s on this team, so obviously these guys have been together for a little bit of time and obviously bonded quite well. They're a good team to go undefeated in Division 3.
1st and 10, starting underneath center. Pitch back again, and he looks like it's his favorite target. I think it's number 34, Shalom Powell again.
Powell with the ball.
But not much more. It appears that at this point in time that Kildonan is ready for the run game of the Dryden Eagles.
Yeah, their defense is, Kildonan East defense is playing like a 3-4, 3-5 kind of front, but their linebackers are very, very active.
And they're continuing to depend on that run game, and not much there. This time trying to the right side, and once again, Kildonan East is doing a great job of any kind of run coverage.
Kildonan East is going to get the ball back in very good field position here.
4:27 left in the first quarter.
Kildonan East has
score.
Two players back for punt return here.
High snap. And a kick, but put it up high in the air and received, picked up at the 20-yard line, and almost nothing between him and the end zone, but tackled at about the 2-yard line. Not a great snap there, Greg, and difficult for the kicker to field it, and had a difficult time kicking it basically straight up in the air, right down at the 20-yard line, and that's where received at the 20-yard line, taken all the way down to, it looks like the 2-yard line, and that's where Kildonan East will take over for the next series. So 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it looks like the punter really struggled to receive that high snap, and it looked like he punted it off his shin a little bit more, or top of the foot, unfortunately for the Dryden Eagles.
It appears that we've got our second delay of game, Greg. And that's a big penalty when you're sitting on the 2-yard line.
They're calling it procedure, Brian.
Illegal procedure.
So it's
Kildonan
5-yard
East,
penalty,
number
but yeah, it's
99,
unfortunate for
first down the field.
Reivers for somebody obviously jumped or moved a little bit earlier. We have a nice, video of that down low.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line, 8-yard line. Going off to the right side, looking for some room and some blocks, and going in and squeaking in for the touchdown. Kildonan East is the first on the board in the Division 3 championship.
Jesse Andrews on that carry.
And some great blocking up front to make room for Jesse as he came around the corner, Greg.
Yeah, Kildonan East had that all blocked up very nicely and really untouched all the way into the end zone. Wonderful job from Kildonan East, and very fortunate for them that they were able to take the ball on the 2-yard line. Convert's good, but there's flags on the foot.
Too many men?
Too many men on Kildonan East.
Always wonder how that happens on something like an extra point, Greg.
Well, sometimes there's just players coming in and out, and guys get a little bit excited, and coaches get a little frustrated.
I'm sure they do. So we're going to do that again.
When you look at the benches, Kildonan East has quite a few more players than Dryden does. So sometimes you got to wonder if this is going to play a factor in the game as well.
So once again,
and here we go.
Good snap, good hold,
Well,
and
nothing
a good
to do.
kick.
And so that makes it 7-0 Kildonan East over the Dryden High School Eagles in the Division III Championship. 3:46 left in the first quarter, so we got lots of football to go and lots of time for either team to get into a groove.
Well, it's a pretty chilly day out here, but it just got a little warmer on the Kildonan East sideline.
It did. Something different this year, Greg, is we actually have the crowd right below us, and in the past they've always been on the other side of the field.
Yeah, it's a good crowd out here. Lots of fans for both teams, so that's great to see. People have driven in all the way from Dryden to join us and watch the game.
And as a result of this,
Kick is up, fielded at the 40-yard line, cutting to his left side, finding a bit of room, but tackled at midfield, and a flag up on the play afterwards, and it looked like it was away from the play, Greg, but fielded by number 40, Jeff Livingston.
That was a nice one-on-one tackle by the defender on him, by Olo.
So the penalties against the Eagles, but
That's a big penalty, Brian. That's 15-yarder.
it seemed to come in after the play was over, Greg.
Again, another one that frustrates Coach.
Yeah. Still decent field position, starting at their own 40, but not at midfield where they could have been.
And Coach Zilkins from Dryden has been there for a long time, and I know he preaches discipline to his players. Uncharacteristic penalty.
Ball under center, hands off again. Oh, this time he's holding it himself. But again, the Kildonan front line is reading this quite well.
Jordan Treller on the tackle there. A little bit of a broken play there. Treller was really untouched all the way in to make that play.
So the quarterback for the Dryden Eagles, Dean Iwanek. Iwanek on center, this time 2nd and 11, and this time he is going to try to throw. Looks back, but tracked down on the play. Looks like even a bit of a loss again. He rolled out to his right looking for something, but just nothing there.
Aiden Walby on that sack, so nice play again. Obviously, Kildonan East has come out to play today. I was watching a little bit of the coverage. There just wasn't a lot of receivers that were open.
No, the coverage was really well done. And you know that, as the expression goes, that's a coverage sack. Again, a high snap that the forced to take it. Now bounces off the Kildonan receiver, kick returner. And all became a free ball there for a second, Greg, but again covered by the Kildonan kick returner, Gavin Buckmaster. And they will take over from their own 45-yard line. Nope, 43-yard line.
Definitely make it into the bloopers reel on that one.
Yeah, they need to take a few minutes and practice those snaps, because that's been 2 in a row now, Greg. Okay, 1st and 10, and this time from the shotgun. Pitch out to the right, taken on the play by number 4, and what a hit to knock him out of bounds. Taken on the play by Jacob Miller. Pitch out to Jacob Miller and trying to find something to the left side of the field, and Dryden didn't give him much. It looks like they got a gain of a couple yards.
I think it was number 65, Cale Wright, who came across and delivered a solid hit, shall we say. But you could definitely see the Reivers really trying to get to the outside on a lot of these run plays here.
Cutting inside and finding a bit of room. Almost pretty close to a first down. From my perception, it's there, but we'll see what the refs say. Number 44 this time from Kildonan, Kildonan East, is Jesse Andrews. He's having a good game already.
He's had a very good game. Scored the first touchdown. That was a nice hard run, hard-nosed run.
44. Third and very short, pitched out, finding lots of room in the inside. Fumble on the play, but recovered still for the first down.
Buckmaster on the fumble
Picked
recovery.
up on the recovery.
Couple of good, fortunate bounces for the Reivers. I mean, on that punt return, they hits the player in the mask, and there's a guy there right away. And again here, obviously they're getting the bounces so far.
First and 10 from midfield. He pitches out to his right side again. Jumping and going back and forth, finding some room. But what a great come from behind tackle by number 14, Owen Strapaniak.
Still nice round attack here. They're getting still 5, 6, 7 yards per carry.
And I believe it was number 44, correct me if I'm wrong, but just all Jesse Andrews up until that point where, making something happen and avoiding tackles, and then the come from behind tackle by Strapaniak. Just a spectacular athletic move there, just to make sure that he didn't get any more than what he did. So second and about 3. Lining up under center. Pitches out this time to his left side. Buckmaster misses a couple of tackles, but really not much of a gain on the play. It is third down, actually ends up losing a half a yard or so.
Nice upfield penetration by Kale Wright. He missed the tackle, but he stopped the running back's feet from going forward, and obviously the flow from the defense was able to come up and make a play. So I think this will be our first punt from Kildonan East that we've seen.
This is the second one.
Second one.
Yeah. Ball is up. Oh, and a good punt this time. Fielded at about the 17-yard line. Looking for some blocks, not finding one, but shakes one off. Continuing to cut middle, getting up to the 32-yard line. Good work by number 40, and that is Jeff Livingston. So the Eagles will start this time from their 32-yard line, first and 10.
End of the quarter.
And that will be the end of first quarter. That went quick, Greg. Some good football there.
Some nice football on both sides.
7-0, Kildonan East over top of Dryden. And for those of you who don't know, teams like Dryden are part of the Winnipeg High School Football League simply because from a location perspective, it's easier for them to travel and compete here than it is to try to travel inside Ontario from where they are. So that's why a team like Dryden is in the Winnipeg High School Football League.
Dryden, Brandon, Portage,
yes,
Steinbach, all part of the Winnipeg High School
Kenora.
Football League. Kenora, Fort Francis.
So first and 10 from their 31-yard line. And this time we're going to go for a first pass. The ball's up in the air, but intercepted. Picked off on the play by number 4, Jacob Miller.
Jacob Miller with the nice interception. It was a really nice play. The wide receiver is open, but I don't think the quarterback had enough time to fully step up and deliver a nice ball there.
put
There's
something
pressure up
behind
the
it,
field.
Because the ball just didn't quite make it to him, but he was open.
So again, a turnover. So that's Kildonan's second turnover that they've received.
So 1st and 10 from the Dryden 43-yard line from under center. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, 1 back. Pitches to his back. Not much there this time. Oh, but forces up. You know, this is what I love about football at times, just watching the second effort. I think sometimes I like that more than the other, just, you've been tackled, but you just dig down deep and you find another gear and you push up. And even if it's just 2 or 3 yards, it makes a difference.
Yeah, great effort there, and really nice balance by Buckmaster on that to spin out of the first tackle and get some positive yards.
So it's only 2, maybe even just 1, but that'd be 2nd and 9. Again from under center. Again pitches out. This time nothing there. Tries to find something up the middle, but tackled down for it looks like even a bit of a loss. So Jacob Miller, who's factored in greatly over the last couple plays, but it's 3rd down.
Nice job by McNeil from Dryden to come up and stay home and make that play.
Kildonan East will be punting.
Now, Kildonan East has a couple of players onside standing behind a punter, so if it's a short punt, they can recover the punt.
Oh, fielded and knocks into the back of the player. This is a live football. Okay.
So there is a flag down for no yards. So even though it hit the player in the back, it'll be no yards penalty against Kildonan East because there is a player next to him.
And there's a flag on the play.
9:58 left in the second quarter. First half of football for the Winnipeg High School Football League Division III Championship from IG Field. And again, I thank you for joining us. My name is Brian Cameron. I'm with my colleague Greg Kiesman as we call the game for you.
And that'll be all at their own 15-yard line.
So explain what happened there, Greg.
Yeah, so Kildonan East lined up with 2 players behind the punter. Number 10 obviously was behind the punter, so that's called onside. They can recover the ball. They don't have to give 5 yards. So that's why they disqualified that penalty.
1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line underneath center. And again, looking to pass, puts it up there. Oh, just short of his intended receiver, number 30, Mason Keffer.
So Moyer, the quarterback, really has not had a lot of time to set up and throw. Walby with the good pressure upfield, hand up in the quarterback's face. Really, if Dryden wants to throw the ball, they need to have some better protection. But again, it's only the second quarter, so give them lots of time. There's still lots of football to be played, so we'll see what type of adjustments they do.
2nd and 10, underneath center. Pitches back and going to his right side, looking for something, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage, number 20 from Dryden, and that is Rainer Powell.
Tackled by another Walby, Declan. Nice pursuit by Walby to make a tackle. And Rainer Powell seemed a little tentative. Really nice speed, but a little bit tentative to get to that edge.
Kicker right on the end zone line. It was, I believe it was tipped a little bit, but still a decent kick. Fielded at the 30, or comes down at the 30. Picked up and fallen the ball at about the 26-yard line. Flags on the play, more than likely for no yards.
And that's one
Riley Howard is there to fall on the ball for the Reivers, and there is a flag on the play.
Safety on that for field position, because really there's only about a 15-yard difference between where they had the ball and where they recovered it. With the penalty, they're going to lose more yards.
Dryden, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So now
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Reivers.
1st and 10 from their 21-yard line. Pitches out and looking for something. Once again is Buckmaster to his left, trying to find a bit of room, does get across the line of scrimmage and a gain of a couple maybe.
Carter McKinstry pushed him out of bounds, and Buckmaster really just kind of ran out of room there.
Both defensive lines doing a pretty good job overall of covering. I mean, we've had a few big plays from each team, but for the most part, they've done a pretty good job of covering things that are starting from the scrimmage line, Greg.
Yeah, both teams' lines are playing well.
So 2nd and about 7. Again, handed it to Buckmaster, who will dance back and forth, and looks like gets about 6 yards on the play, maybe 5. Flag on the play though, and it seemed to come after the play, Greg.
Yeah, there's kind of a side skirmish behind the ball there between 34 from Dryden and 52 from Kildonan East. We'll see what the ref saw.
Unnecessary roughness. Dryden 34, 1st down.
Big play, Greg. That takes him right down to, or sorry, big penalty. Takes him right down to the 1-yard line.
It's a huge penalty on Powell.
So 1st and goal. Under center. Had the play just not been blown in, Greg?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so we'll try that again. The ball is under center. Will hang on to itself and get pushed in for a touchdown. At least, yes, there we go. It looked like it from my vantage point, Greg, so called it a bit early, but that it did look like they had himself inside. So touchdown. It makes it 13-0 for the Kildonan East Reivers. 7:34 left in the 2nd quarter, and they have a pretty good start to this game. But really, you know, both of those touchdowns have been off of, you know, the one poor kick, or the kick that we took it down to the 2-yard line, and now a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, it all started with that that punt from the goal line where it didn't travel very far. The no yards call, giving them excellent field position. A very bad penalty on one of the Dryden players, gave the ball to the 1-yard line. So really, I guess my way of thinking is, if I'm Coach Zilkin out of Dryden, is I'm going to tell the guys to settle down, stop making the bad mistakes or the selfish penalties, and focus on positive football.
I would agree with you there. You know, getting back to what got them here.
And not you know, it's only 14 points, so you know, you're not out of this game by any stretch of imagination.
Yeah,
so.
there's lots of football to be played yet.
Absolutely.
So kicked off on the play by number 88, Jordan Warwick. Taken on the play, and Dryden will start its next series from their own 41-yard line. Not too bad field position.
Jeff Livingston with that kickoff recovery, number 40. So far, I'm very impressed with the Kildonan East defense. They played very disciplined, very smart football from the defense.
We'll have to check and look at their stats, but I can't remember if they've had a penalty yet or not. So And going to the left side, looking for some room and cutting inside, but right into a whole group of Kildonan East defenders. A gain of about 3-4 yards.
Carter McKinstry from Dryden with the ball, with the nice little run.
The pursuit by the Kildonan East front line has just been spectacular, Greg. There's typically 2, 3, 4 Kildonan defenders following that ball pretty closely. So second and about 7, 6. Handing it off and trying to find something happen and cutting to his right side, and there's just nothing there. There's about 5, 6 defenders he's got to beat, and actually a big loss on the play of about 5 yards. Number 34, Shalom Powell.
You know, I know he lost yards on it, but it was a very entertaining run. It was a very athletic run. Pretty impressive speed and strength on
Great
Powell.
job by the Kildonan front line for pursuit there. We literally saw 5, I counted 5 on the top of my head of people pursuing him. But a great job by Shalom Powell just to even get to where he did. Ball's up, comes down, and lands at about the 50-yard line of Kildonan East. No flag this time.
You know, once again, a fortunate bounce for Kildonan East. The initial bounce hit him in the knees, and it kind of bounced right back into his hands. Whereas if Dryden would have recovered it and maybe scooped and scored, they would have had a little bit of a bonus there.
And the ball carrier, we have an injury on the play, a Kildonan injury, but he jumps up. That's number 20, Riley Howard. Glad to see him run off. I think he just got winded, Greg. It appeared like he landed on the ball when when it came down beside him.
Yeah, he looks like he's okay. Telling the coaches he's okay, ready to go.
You're not taking me out of the game now.
Not in the last game of the year, that's for sure.
So 1st and 10 from their 51-yard line. Bill his hands off, but met right away as soon as the ball's handed off. And although got a couple of yards out of it, but really had to work hard for them.
Casey Gardner had the first contact, but let me tell you, Jesse Andrews would not go down on that play. Very excellent, very good run. Once again, good balance out of the running back to be able to twist and turn and keep his momentum going forward.
So 2nd and 7. Looking at pitching out to his right side. And Jesse Andrews looking for something, but covered well on the play, but close to the first down.
Yeah, McKinstry on the tackle, but Jesse Andrews just did a really nice job of following his blocks.
So 3rd and almost 2. And it appears that, to me, that Kildonan East is going to go for it, Greg.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. A little with the momentum that they have a good shot of making this.
Pushing it forward. I don't know if he got it.
I didn't catch a number. Was it 50? 55 came up and made a nice Jaden Rafter come in.
And it is a turnover on downs. Dryden takes it over.
Rafter denied them on that play.
And I'm looking at number 55 from Dryden. He looks like he's hobbling off the field, Greg, and that is Jaden Rafter. Looks a little hobbled coming off the field. I hope we'll see him back.
Yeah, a little bit of a limp. I'm sure he's,
Yeah, he's not gone to the bench. He's standing there, so hopefully we see him back in the game. But
turnover for Dryden. We'll see what they do with this new possession.
1st and 10, almost midfield. Nothing really there.
Wow. 54. Jordan Ross. Wow, he was almost there for the handoff.
They seem to be reading those hands off in those plays fairly well.
It's almost like the Kildonan East defense is confusing the Dryden O-line as who they're blocking and who's got which responsibility. It's almost like Kildonan East just kind of sends guys at different locations, different angles.
So there was a loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13, and this time Bale was back and is sacked on the play. Tracked down by number 50, Eric McNeil.
Vandermeer, number 50, made the sack, and I was watching him. He's just right over top of the center, and he just did a nice little two-hand shiver and got around that center.
Thanks for Vandermeer, that's correct. I was looking at the wrong roster, Greg. So again, another high snap, but this time gets away a decent punt, lands at the 50 and continues to roll back, picked up at the 45-yard line, going to his right and looking for some room. Flag on the play about where he picked it up.
Might be no yards. Eric McNeil on the tackle, so nice job to come up and contain that punt return. So no yards against Dryden. So it's interesting, Brian, to see how both teams are taking penalties, and really Kildonan East hasn't had a lot of penalties. They're playing very disciplined, well-coached football.
So here we go, 2 minutes 51 seconds left in the second quarter.
Everybody jumps.
Yeah.
We'll let the referee sort this one out.
Away with a couple of them, but since then Dryden has done a really good job of tracking those down and not giving the Kildonan East Reivers much.
Yeah, I was watching number 33 from Dryden, Carter McKintry, just coming up and just turning that running back into the meat of the defense. Nice job.
So 2nd and about 2.5, 3. Again from underneath center, hands it off once again to Buckmaster. He is definitely short of the first down by about a yard, so we'll see what happens with Kildonan and what they choose to do.
65 came up and made the tackle too. Cale Wright, I think I mentioned his name before, and I think 55 as well. Jaden Rafter on the tackle, so that was a really nice stick by both players there. Dryden is not going away here.
Very short play, and they're going to go for it. And with that push, I'm pretty sure they're going to have it. The push continues.
They're saying, Dryden's saying fumble.
Dryden's saying turnover.
And
it is!
I want to say the last one up from that pile was 55, Rafter, who came up with the ball. He's still got a little bit of a limp, but he's not.
This guy's
leaving
not
the
quitting.
field here.
He's not quitting. So on a turnover, they'll take over from about just inside the 38-yard line.
See if this gives them some momentum.
1 minute 47 seconds left in the second quarter in our first half. Cutting inside to the left, but once again, there's just nothing there.
Cody Vandermeer, again, out of the defensive tackle or nose guard position, is really blowing up anything up the middle.
looking for some room on the left side, but once again, nothing. Just nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, Kildonan East defense is just coming straight upfield and just not giving Dryden any time to make any plays.
And they're loading up the line now, it looks like, Greg.
So you can see a little bit of frustration out of Dryden in terms of their offense. Not able to execute at the level that they probably would like to.
I tell you, Greg, it's so nice to be back at IG Field. So long. Great to have high school football going.
Another high punt.
Another high snap, and it's way over the head of the kicker. And it'll be a turnover. Kildonan East will take over at the Dryden 13-yard line.
1:05 left in the half. Unfortunate for Dryden that they gave up a turnover again, so that's Kildonan East's third turnover in the half. We'll see if they can capitalize on this one.
So 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. In the shotgun this time. Bit of a shift over, a direct snap.
Reverse.
And reverse. And it looks like there could be some room to the right side, but eventually tracked down and tackled at about they're showing the 8-yard line. So a gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
Eric McNeil came up and made the tackle from Dryden.
We're coming up to 50 seconds left. Second and 5.
Looks like Kildonan East may have called a timeout here. Coach Hawkins is talking to quarterback there from Kildonan East, Bales. Not a bad decision to call timeout here. 48 seconds left, so it gives the offense a little bit of time to grab a breath and talk it over, decide what's going to work well for them.
So folks that are joining us online, we will step away at the halftime and take a bit of a break. So just come back and join us.
Get the nachos going.
The wings, the nachos.
It's going to be a great football weekend here in Winnipeg.
I got my Winnipeg Blue Bomber scarf going, Greg. Ready for some football. It's going to be good.
I hope the BC Lions enjoy the nice prairie weather.
I hope so too. All right, 2nd and 5, 48 seconds left. Long count. Ball's up. Look to me just in time. Buckwater finds a bit of room up the middle, but I don't think close enough even for the first down. Looks like he came down about the 5-yard line, so gain of 3.
I got Cale Wright making that tackle, number 65. Nice job. Mentioned his name already this half, so he's definitely stood out to me. Defensive end on the defensive right side of Dryden.
And they're going to go for it, Greg. 2nd and at about 2, a long 2. The Bales is under center, pitches out to his right, looking for some room. The tackle on the play, short of the first down. And again, Dryden will take over on a turnover on downs. 18 seconds left in the first quarter. What a great pursuit.
Cooper Groves, great tackle right out of the corner position. So excellent job to preserve that, them not scoring and preserving a 14-0 deficit for Dryden.
So what would you do here, Greg? Are they just going to run the clock out, do you think?
Yeah, I think, from Dryden's perspective, take lick the wounds and come back and get something going positive in the second half here.
You got a flag on the play and stopped us right away.
You don't want to be turning the ball over. Just keep it simple here.
2 seconds knocked off the clock there, so
Legal procedure, so they're going to go half the distance to the goal line here. So again, you don't want to give up 2.
66, half the distance to the goal, repeat, first down.
So keep it simple and run out the clock here and go to halftime and talk about what you need to do to make it better in the second half.
another flag on the play. Looks like it possibly have another illegal procedure call. I thought I saw somebody jump a bit soon on the offensive line, Greg.
Yeah, and the hard part for Dryden here is that the clock doesn't start until the snap of the ball when there's a penalty. So
illegal procedure, Dryden 66, half the distance to the goal, repeat, first down.
not a lot of room here. You're in the shadows of your goalpost.
Knocked 2 more seconds off the clock, but it's still first down. And that, you know, right now that 14 seconds probably feels like a year. And so finding a bit of room, and probably did get, you know, a couple yards on the play.
3 flags in a row. Declan Walby, nice tackle on Powell.
This time it's against Kildonan East.
Well, and it's interesting, Brian. I mean, we've talked about it earlier that Kildonan East really hasn't taken a lot of penalties. So
yeah.
Probably just lined up offside on that play.
10 seconds left. Hands off again, trying to find a bit of room to his right side, but just nothing there. And 5 seconds left, and that was a first down, so second down now. So this should be the last play of the first half with the clock run out. And we'll see if he just kneels it and ends it, or if we're going to see something happen here. Nope, we're going to try to make something happen. Going to the right, the left side this time, and nothing there.
I think they're saying that the ball came out, but I think they're saying the runner was down.
All right, folks. So that is the first half of the Division III Winnipeg High School Football Championship from IG Field. Okay, folks, just before we step away, we're going to be sending this down to the field for our on-field reporters. Going to have a quick conversation with the Kildonan East head coach. After that, we'll be taking a bit of a break. And so again, thank you for joining us.
Hello and welcome to LRSD TV. I'm here with the head coach of the Kildonan East Reivers. I have a couple questions for you coming off of that first half. Of course, how do you personally feel so far, having come out of this first half on top?
I'm not happy. We lost opportunities. We had the ball. We stopped them. We had some turnovers. We should have. We got to put points on the board. They're a good team. They're a well-coached team. 34 is a beast of a running back, heck of an athlete. So again, that bothers me. We got a couple TDs on the board, but against a good team, we got to be smarter.
And that answers my second question perfectly. I was going to be, are there still things that you want to improve on? But it sounds like you know exactly that answer. And of course, this is the finals. So for anyone watching at home, or for any of your players who do go back and watch this live stream, what do you have to say to them, having coached them this entire season and all of their ups and downs?
You know, at football, we rebuilt the last 3 years. We took it with COVID. We had 9 players return last year, so we built, we worked hard. We focused on the goals of respect, on hard work, and a positive attitude, and the product takes care of itself. So I'm happy. Regardless of what happened today, I'm proud of these young men. I'm proud of this community.
Perfect. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Boy, back up to you.
Okay, folks, so we're going to step away. We will see you back in just over 8 minutes' time to start for the second half of the Winnipeg High School Football League Championship. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with the head coach of the Dryden Eagles. First of all, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem.
So you've had all halftime now to fuel a fire in your team that we know is there. What's a key piece of advice that you had for your team?
We have to play with more fire on offense. Our defense is playing really well. That's a very good team on the other side of the ball. We just need to fire up, find our feet, and get after it.
And of course, this is a finals. It's the last game of the season. You've coached this team for this whole year. What's something that if they go back and watch this that you want to say to them?
You know, I think that we need to just focus on what we do and not worry about what any other team does. We're fighting ourselves. We're also fighting KE. We're going to lose that battle. We got to get together as a team and just fight one team today.
Perfect, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Winnipeg High School Football League Division III Championship from IG Field. And my name is Brian Cameron, and I'm with my friend and colleague Greg Kiesman as we call the second half of this game. It is the Kildonan East Reivers 14, Dryden High School Eagles 0. They've had no score. Good game on the defensive line from both sides, Greg. And I know it's 14-0 for Kildonan East, but you know a lot of that you know some mistakes, some big mistakes at wrong times by Dryden has really cost them. I you know, from a perspective, the game is closer than it looks.
Oh, absolutely, Brian.
The score is showing one thing, but both teams, the offensive and defensive lines, they've been battling all game.
Absolutely. Dryden has a very powerful running game, so don't count them out here, folks.
Good kick, lands at about the 32-yard line, fielded by Buckmaster as he tries cutting to his left side, finding a bit of room, but eventually tackled at the 38-yard line to start the second half. Kildonan East will have the first offensive series.
Yeah, nice effort by number 40, Jeff Livingston from Dryden, to come up and make a nice tackle. So my rough count was that Kildonan East forced 3 turnovers and Dryden had forced 2 turnovers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half in terms of turnovers. Could be huge for Dryden to come back into the game.
First and 10 from about the 38-yard line.
And Kildonan East didn't have the right personnel in the field, so they had to call a timeout here. So I'm sure Coach Hawkins isn't very happy with that, but you know, it is high school football, so that's how it goes. You know, I was interested in halftime interviews, and Coach Hawkins had talked about, you know, just them rebuilding the Kildonan East program over there. They had 7 or 8 or 9 returning players, and just building it to the level of a championship quality game. All credit to Coach Hawkins and his staff there to get that Kildonan East program going, and really they're playing a great football game today. So well done. And of course Dryden's had a long history of great football. Coach Zilkin's been there for quite a while, and once again it's great for these young, fine, upstanding students to be on the field here and play a great game here at IG Field.
I enjoyed the interview, you know, right with Coach Hawkins there, because I mean I've chatted with him before in the past, and you know, the passion he has for his kids and you know, helping and growing them as people, not just as football players, is something that's, you know, unmatched. Direct snap right to Buckmaster, and then hands it off. Reversed, bumping off a player and finding a bit of room up the middle. Fumble, but recovered on the play by Kildonan East.
Oh my.
Little trickery right off the bat, but almost shot themselves in the foot.
Jordan Warwick had the reverse. He was running real hard, but in a little pop the end there forced that ball out. And again, lucky bounce for Kildonan East to get the ball back.
Somebody right there. So that was still a first down. First down we've actually seen in a while. So from about the 52. Pitches out to the right to Buckmaster again. Trying to find some room, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
25 on the tackle, Cooper Groves. Nice little shoestring tackle there. Obviously, Dryden's made some adjustments because Kildonan East was really trying to get out to the outside earlier in the first half, and obviously Dryden stepped up and is not allowing that big play outside.
That was an 8-yard loss, Greg. So 2nd and 18. from about their own 53-yard line. And Bales in the shotgun, looks back at this time, he's going to pass, and it's been a while. Short and intercepted, oh no, off the ground. Thought we had our second pass attempt in a while and second interception almost.
Yeah, Bales threw the quick post pattern and just a little bit overthrown of the receiver there. You'll see on the replay. Nice little job there in terms of the DBs playing a nice zone coverage on that.
Kildonan punter from about his own 40. A pretty good kick, comes down at about the 37-yard line. Takes an awkward bounce, but will likely have a no yards call on the play.
Yeah, so they'll probably get a nice little return on this no yards call. So first possession for Dryden after the halftime. We'll be interested to see if they've come out and made any adjustments.
No yards. KE number 44. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty on number 44 from KE, and Jesse Andrews. Kind of, I think we've had his name come up on a number of occasions. And just a really active around the football kind of guy. So first and 10. Pitches to the left, and actually finding a bit of room this time. And then taking it down, it looks like a gain of about 8 yards.
Great first play by Dryden to come out after halftime.
And that would be Shalom Powell.
Powell's kind of carried somebody with him for a few yards there too, so nice little powerful running back.
So second and just over a yard. Oh, he's not going to make it, I think, Greg. Pushed out to the left side, but just nothing there.
Jordan Treller coming up and closing that gap real fast. Well, they're going to go for it, Brian.
Okay, here we go. Everybody up on the line. Cutting to his right side, but just hit a wall. Did he get enough to, in terms of forward motion, to get the first down? It's going to be close.
Aiden Walby kind of filled up that hole real quick. And it's a turnover.
Well, I would have done the same thing, Greg. I would have gone for it.
Yeah, it's the right call to make. It just
keep that momentum going.
Just didn't get a great push up front.
So first and 10 from the Dryden 46-yard line. Bales will start under center. 3 receivers to his left and 1 to his right with 2 backs behind him. Pitching back to Buckwater again. Flag down. Finding a bit of room. Getting up to about the 40-yard line, so we'll see what the penalty is, but about a 6-yard gain. Flag came out pretty quickly.
Livingston and right on that tackle by Dryden. Looks like it's against Kildonan East here.
Kildonan East, no end. First down repeated.
So first and 15 for Kildonan East.
Again, we haven't heard many penalties from Kildonan East, and almost surprising to hear him, but first and 15 from about the 50-yard line. Pitches to his right. for number 44, Jesse Andrews again works up for maybe gets back the penalty yardage.
So not a bad play. Number 78 had initial contact, and once again Adams was able to withstand the first initial contact and still make very good yardage after that contact.
So second and about 9, so it was actually about a 6-yard gain. This time, again, direct snap to Buckwater, who will cut back and forth and is working forward. It gets about 70 yards of it. Back Buckmaster, pardon me.
Looks like they're going to try to either punt or do a field goal. Probably a punt. Once again, Kildonan East will have, on a punt, they'll have a couple guys on side. So looks like Skelding is back to punt.
Ball's up. Punted to his right, but relatively short, but out of bounds. So about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line. So that's where Dryden will take over for its next series with 6:04 left in the third quarter. $14-0 for Kildonan East over top of the Dryden Eagles. Again, thank you for joining us for the LRSD TV presentation, Winnipeg High School Football League action. Handoff, rolling off a one tackle and then trying to find something up the middle, and might have got a couple yards out of it. Handed off by number 10, Emerson Moyer.
We have a chicken up that way. Appears to be Toby Zimmerman.
Toby Zimmerman is down for the Reivers.
So 2nd and 8, and you know, Dryden over the last couple of plays has been able to make things happen a little bit better, Greg. I guess we're just kind of waiting for maybe them to bust one open and, you know, maybe to loosen things up. But you know, that Dryden front line has just been relentless all game.
Yeah, the Kildonan East team is just very aggressive, very, you know, kind of like that wild dog attitude where they're just going to continue to run to the ball no matter what. So it's I wouldn't say that there's one particular player. It's just a gang of 12 that are out there just swarming to the ball. So I'm sure from Dryden's perspective that they're a little bit frustrated offensively because they're just being attacked from all angles.
Not a lot of passing happening, so that makes things happen easier too. And this time rolling back is an up in the air, but intercepted and tackled immediately on the play as he caught the ball, but thrown up and intercepted thrown by Emerson Moyer, but right into the hands of not the intended receiver, picked off by Kildonan East, and they will take over from the Dryden 48-yard line.
Yeah, once again,
43-yard line, pardon me.
Moyer didn't have a lot of time to look downfield, and unfortunately for him, it, you know, kind of threw it to an area where there was no Dryden receiver. So another turnover for Kildonan East. 5 in the game and 2 in this half.
4:57 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Pitches back to Buckmaster, who in fact is going to throw it forward. Caught on the play by number 81, but only about maybe the line of scrimmage again.
Just like they drew it up, Brian.
Just like they drew it up. Threw it to number 81, Matthew Skelding.
Looked like a little bit of a broken play. It looked like Buckmaster may have gone the wrong direction, and he's very athletic, so he's able to make a nice throw.
So actually about a half-yard gain on the play. It's not a complete loss, but
smart play.
direct snap again to Jesse Andrews, who's going to try to find something on the right side of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Pursued quite well on the play by Anthony Cordero, number 44 from Dryden. So that will make it 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I really like what Dryden's done is they've essentially told the corners to stay home and turn everything inside, and they have good flow from their linebackers and DBs to come up and make that tackle.
Comes down at about the 25, fielded at the 20, going to his left side, but taken down pretty quickly.
Well, we'll see what Dryden comes out with. Hopefully they can get some positive yards on the offense here.
So 1st and 10, they will take over and get going again from their 28-yard line. Starting under center. Moore drops back and he's looking to pass again, and this time he's throwing it up well into the air.
Oh,
play, but we got a flag behind the play, and I can't help but to wonder if we're not going to have a roughing the quarterback call.
It's going to be either that or holding.
Oh, you're right, holding. It was thrown down close to the quarterback, and so I just assumed it was a hit, but
it was a nice ball.
Dryden, number 78, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Unfortunately, couldn't come down with it.
All for naught regardless.
So this is quite a hole for Dryden. It's 1st and 20 now, and they're really struggling to get things positively moving in their opposite direction.
Hands inside, and just seemed like there was a bit of a challenge in actually getting the ball over to him, Greg. Rainer Powell.
Yeah, there's a little read option there, so the quarterback can either give it to him or not, and it looked like the exchange wasn't super easy for the running back to take. A little bit on that, maybe given to him on the hip a little bit, so you had to make sure of ball security.
So 2nd and about 18. Rolling to his right side and will be brought down behind the play. Pursued very well on the play by number 51 from Kildonan East, and that is Lucas Cochran.
Again, this the Reivers defense is just obviously coming upfield real hard, and they've been coached real well to be able to not give them a lot of opportunity to throw the ball here. Again, a situation here where if you're Coach Zilkins, you give up the 2 points and get out of the shadows of your own goal line. Kicking.
This doesn't surprise me, Greg, and the reason why is because this is the championship football game, and you got about 14 minutes of football left. And you just can't be. I would think you don't want to give up any points you have to. And the one thing that Dryden, the defense is playing well. There's been mistakes. The turnovers, the interceptions from the offensive side, but the defense has been playing fairly well. So we'll see how it goes.
First down.
And that'll be first.
Pitch out and going to his left. Oh, just over the head of his intended receiver.
That was Buckmaster with the throw. Nice arm. Strong throw.
Just over the head of the intended receiver. And I number 11 from Kildonan East is the intended receiver. Olamide Boligan, or Bolligan. So 2nd and 10. Again, direct snap to Buckmaster, who will try to find something. It does end up getting about 9 yards. Good run up the middle, Greg.
Yeah, once again, very fast feet, able to explode upfield.
And they will go for it. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Third and it looks like to me about 3 yards. Pushing and pushing and pushing up the middle. We will see if this is enough.
That was for 3 yards, a quarterback sneak is an aggressive call. Did they stop him here, Brian?
You're going to be close. If I'm looking
They got it.
I was just going to say, I think they got it from my vantage point. I thought they got it. And that was one heck of a push up front by the entire, the line and the quarterback to make that happen. Their legs just didn't quit. So that would be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Again, direct snap to Buckmaster, who is going to go to his right side and try to find something. Pushes past a couple of defenders and gets up close to another first down. To the Dryden, close, just short or at the 5-yard line. We'll wait for the call. So 6-yard line, so 9-yard run.
Jace Douglas in on the tackle and Cooper Groves. There's a but do not break mentality out of this Dryden Eagle defense.
So 2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line. Direct snap once again and cutting inside to the middle. Gavin Buckmaster gives another touchdown to the Kildonan Reivers. And with 1 quarter left in the football game, Greg, that is 20-0. And the Dryden Eagles are in a real hole now to try to get themselves back into this game again.
Yeah, their offense is just not firing on all cylinders here. Or, let me put it a different way. Kildonan defense is playing so well that it's going to be hard for them to come back.
So we're going to go after 3 quarters in the Division III Winnipeg High School Football League Championship from IG Field. It is the Kildonan East Reivers 21 and the Dryden High School Eagles nothing. No, I know we talked about this a while ago and kicking from the end zone, but from my perspective, I still would have done that. I think that was a good call. Like you got 14 minutes at the time football left, and time becomes a problem in trying to get back into the game, and it just didn't work out this time. But somebody might second guess coach, but I think I would have done the same thing, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of those things where a coach hates giving up points, so I don't disagree with it either.
Ball is up in the air. Oh, through the hands of the kick returner and then falling on at about the 23-yard line. It's unfortunate. It seemed like a bit of a miscommunication as to who was going to take the ball, Greg.
Yeah, it's too bad for Dryden. It's they haven't really had a lot of breaks this game. Well, we'll see what Dryden comes out with this time. Overall, I've been very impressed with Powell as a running back. When we talked to Graceffo, the commissioner, and he explained to us that there is an interesting side story to Powell. Apparently he's from Toronto and kind of moved out to Dryden this year, so he kind of just showed up, and heck of a ball player, great runner.
Had an excellent season for Dryden, and ended up helping make them a force this year.
So there's just an injured player on the sideline there, Jacob Miller from the Reivers. So getting looked after on the side. He's going to head back to the Reivers side of the field, and we'll resume play shortly. One of the things that I really appreciate at this time of the year is the referees. I think most organizations are sporting organizations are struggling to find referees. So I really want to say shout out to the Manitoba Referees Association. Great group of great crew down on the field today, and excellent work. And thank you from all sports fans for being out there and doing a great job.
Ball's up in the air. Incomplete. That may be our first completed pass tonight, and it got until the fourth quarter to actually get there, Greg. Complete to number 33, Carter McKinstry.
Nice throw. Really nice throw. Given the time to throw, looked like he was wide open in the middle of the field there. Kind of against the flow of the defense. We're just told by our stats person his second completed pass of the day.
First and 10, and looking for something from the left side, but just gang tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Once again, I'll just say that the Kildonan East defense is technically very sound in terms of their positioning and their ability to make tackles.
Loss on the play of one, carried on the ball by number 20, Rainer Powell. So 2nd and 11. Looking for something from his left side again. Number 33, Carter McKinstry.
Well, Dryden's trying something different here. They move McKinstry into quarterback, and it's just basically a quarterback sweep.
3rd and 1, and I don't think this is even a question for Dryden. They're going to go for it.
Oh, they have to. They're going double tight here, Brian. A little bit of a different look from Dryden, so it's good that they're trying something different. Double tight ends.
Handed inside.
I think he's got enough.
I think he's got enough too, but right at about that first yard line was enough, maybe even a gain of a yard. Well, this is good for the Eagles. They got a bit of a flow going right at midfield, so 1st and 10. 9:48 left in the fourth quarter. Pitch out. Oh!
I think they might be calling this a live ball.
Yeah, they have not blown the whistle. I think it was a lateral, Greg. I didn't hear a whistle.
I didn't hear a whistle either, Brian.
And yet they seem to be calling it dead now. And Kildonan was going after the ball like it was still live. So
That was interesting.
That was an interesting event. I'm not sure what happened there because I thought Kildonan East ended up with the foot. I've made a few mistakes this game, so maybe another one.
Well, Dryden was lucky to get it back, that's for sure.
So
second and about 22.
Looking for something from the right side and might have got a couple of yards, 3-4 yards on the play, but nowhere near enough for a first down.
Looks like they're going to send in the punt unit here, Brian. So
8:53 left in the Division III championship.
now Powell's been the punter. They have a new punter back there.
Still having problems with that snap from center on the punts, Greg. And Buckmaster cuts to his left side and finds a bit of room and ends up getting knocked out at the midfield. And
I'm surprised there's no penalty on that. That was a late hit out of bounds. And one of the sideline crew members got run over a little bit there too, so hopefully he's okay.
yeah, they're still attending to him over there, so we're hoping he's okay. So they're saying he was out of bounds at about the 52-yard line.
Well, Kildonan East certainly could, you know, finish his game strong and put a score up on the board, and I think it'd be pretty much over.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Dryden, if anything's going to happen, they need to stop, get the ball back, and then make something happen right now. 8:25 left in the fourth quarter. Lots can still happen. There's time, but, you know, Dryden really needs to stop something. And on that note, Jake Miller gets knocked out of bounds.
Livingston with the tackle out of bounds, so that's going to be a huge loss for Kildonan East.
Yeah, it's about a 10-yard loss. They really did track him down in the backyard, back in behind the line of scrimmage, and they're saying 2nd and 19. Bales hands up inside again to Buckmaster, who's finding just a little bit of room, but not enough. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. So Kildonan East will be punting.
So exactly what Dryden needed. They needed a 2-and-out or turnover, so they got it. So
Ball is up. Good kick. Down at about the 40, fielded at the 35. Trying to find something happen, but eventually tackled and brought down at the 35-yard line, so not much of a gain, if any. But that's where Dryden will take over in his next play. And as we said, Greg, they really do need to make something happen here.
yeah, it's good coverage by the Reivers on that punt, and the first player downfield was Jesse Andrews, number 44, and he's actually down on the play right now. So hopefully he's okay.
He's had a heck of a game.
Both offensively and defensively.
And even a penalty, if I recall correctly. If you're going to contribute from all facets.
That's right. So this is the Canada Inns Bowl, Brian, Division III Championship. Later on today, we're going to have Division II, the CTV Bowl at 7:30 p.m. with Sturgeon Heights Huskies versus the Brandon Vincent Massey Vikings.
And we really invite you to come back and join us for some more exciting Winnipeg High School League football from IG Field. And as I said, it's just exciting to be back at IG Field again for high school football. I mean, it's been a long 2-3 years that we've been getting through this, and, you know, some normalcy.
can see on the replay here that Jesse Andrews made initial contact and kind of got shaken up a little bit right there. So, and then to finish off the championship games on Saturday, November 12th, we have the Junior Varsity Championship and the Division I Championship games. So Junior Varsity, called the Home Run Sports Bowl, is at 2 o'clock, and it's the Dakota Lancers Junior Varsity team versus the Oak Park Raiders Junior Varsity team. And at 5 p.m., it's the St. Paul's Crusaders versus the Varsity Dakota Lancers.
So the Dakota Lancers, the Dakota Collegiate Football Program, representing itself quite well this year. Nothing happening there for
Aiden Walby in on that tackle again.
Yeah, just
said his name a couple times
again,
today.
Another big loss of about 5 yards.
They just have no time to pass.
Yeah. You know, the ability for the Dryden front line to just get upfield and penetrate into the backfield of Dryden has just been incredible all game.
What do they say? Defense wins championships?
That's what they say. It's good pitching and trying to get something to the left side of the field, and they just continue to get pushed backwards.
Riley Howard on the tackle, so once again it's a 3rd and long situation, and they're going to punt the ball away.
You know, and Shalom Powell might have got close back to the line of scrimmage, but just the pursuit, and we're saying it quite often, but the pursuit, the ability of the front line of Kildonan East, it's just been something that Dryden has not been able to take care of. And another struggling punt, and comes down at about the 35-yard line of Dryden, and not much between him and the end zone. Touchdown, Kildonan East, and really, that is the nail in the coffin.
Aiden Walby smartly picks up the short punt and takes it in along the left sideline for a touchdown.
Just nothing really to stop him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Dryden. They haven't excelled at the punt game today, and it's, again, one of those short punts that didn't travel very far, and smartly by Aiden Walby to pick it up and take it in for a Reivers touchdown. And on the far side there, we have a Dryden Eagle down around the goal line too, so there's a little bit of a delay here for that injured player. So with 6 minutes left, I think we're going to say that this one's probably done, Brian.
Yeah. Too bad, you know, I know it's easy for us to say, but Kildonan, or the Dryden High School football team, has played better than the score represents. Now, that's not, of course, taking anything from the Kildonan East team, because they have played incredibly well. But, you know, just the snap problem with the punts has, you know, cost Dryden a few times. And ball's up, and we have another field goal, so that's 28-0. 5:57 left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, all credits to Kildonan East. I mean, their offense, their defense, their special teams, all facets of the game have played very well today. So, you know, hard to defeat a team that, you know, everything's going for them. Even when they or fumbled the ball, the ball would somehow find its way back into the Reivers' hands. So it's going to be a happy day back at school tomorrow for the Kildonan East Reivers. We can see on the replay here, nice job by Walby to take it in for the touchdown. And what a special day too to play at Investors Group Field. So credit to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for supporting high school football and amateur football in this province.
Fielded at about the 40, cutting to the left side, but ripped out of his hands, but that will stay Dryden football.
They're saying he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
But again, that Reivers defense, hard-nosed defense.
Carried by number 20, Rainer Powell.
So we can see on the replay here, it's a nice kick. Picked up by Powell, and you can see him just step, well, it's pretty close to being inbounds yet, but we'll say that the referee had a better view down on the sideline.
Okay, here we go. From under center. This is Moore, pitches to his left. Again, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Just getting nothing.
Declan Walby on that tackle. So
yeah.
Again, there's the Walby name has come up a couple times today.
So 2nd and 11. Moore starts under center again. And he's going to drop back and look to pass, but he's hit from behind. Nothing happening this time. A loss of about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
Aiden Walby on the tackle. Sack, I should say.
Everything going the way of Kildonan East right now.
You can see on the replay here, obviously Walby coming untouched and able to make that sack. And again, also a good shout out to the Reivers defensive backs for good coverage too.
Another high snap. Kick this time off and going to the left side for fielded by Dryden by number 10. Sorry, fielded by Kildonan East by number 10 and Nathi Oloro.
And that penalty is going to be no yards on Dryden, so 5 yards up. Well, we'll see what Kildonan East will run. They haven't had a lot of positive plays in the last couple of series.
Yeah, I mean the defense from Dryden is still is playing well.
Absolutely.
No yards. Dryden 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
The nice situation for Kildonan East is that they're able to play everybody. They've obviously put in some backups and some of the younger players to get them in and place in the championship game here, so that's good to see from Kildonan East.
Bales hands off and again Buckmaster tries to find a little bit up the middle, but not much there this time.
Jason Douglas in on that tackle for Dryden.
Gain of about 4. Bales under center. Drop again, hands it off to once more time to Buckmaster. It seems to be his go-to guy.
McKinstry on the tackle, and we've had his name come up quite a bit from Dryden, so really good job. And again, Brian, with 3 minutes left in the game, anybody who's in grade 12, if this is their last football game, you start thinking about all those years and football and stuff like that. These are things that you always remember.
3rd and 2, and Dryden or Kildonan East looked like they were going to go for it, but
Timeout is called by the Reivers, and we have just under 3 minutes remaining in the game.
And definitely, you know, when you think about the line play between both teams, and Kildonan East offensive and defensive lines have certainly dominated today. So shout out to both sides of Kildonan East lines. They've done a fantastic job.
So punting from his 50-yard line. Flag up already. Somebody probably offside. Fielded at the 10-yard line, going to left side, trying to find something there, and gets up to about the 20-yard line.
Cooper Groves on the tackle. So we'll see what the referees have called for that penalty.
Two minutes, 48 seconds left. Still waiting for the penalty.
It's offside. Dryden, defensive line. 5 yards will result in a first down.
So obviously it was 3rd and 4, so with a 5-yard penalty, it's first down for the Reivers. Just not good for Dryden.
So that gives the Kildonan East Reivers the 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Unfortunate for Dryden. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left, and somebody jumped. The question is, were they brought offline, or?
Well, we'll see what the referee saw.
Offside Dryden.
Offside. Dryden, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
First and 5. Money center and Buckmaster again, but just nothing for him this time. And there was another flag on the play.
Dakota Martin from Dryden came up and made a nice play for a tackle.
Yeah.
That will be 2nd and 5 for Reivers.
There is no infraction on the play.
So no gain on the play, on the previous play. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left. This time from the shotgun. Direct snap once again to Buckmaster, who will try to find something on the right-hand side, and you know, unfortunately, late hit is going to give the the Dryden defense did such an excellent job of containing him here, but then a late hit after the play, and that is going to cost the Dryden Eagles another first down, and Kildonan East is going to keep the ball.
Unnecessary roughness. Dryden, number 65, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Dryden player may have not been able to stop their momentum, but still, it's a penalty. So first down for Kildonan East.
1st and 10 from about the 20-yard line. this time passing and looking for something inside is Buckmaster. Not much more than the original line of scrimmage.
Nice coverage. Looked like number 33, Carter McKinstry. And he's a little slow getting up from that tackle, but he had really nice coverage and he right away on it.
He actually goes down on one knee.
And Jed Livingston appears to be shaken up in that last play.
He's walking off on his own power here, but you know, he's had a very good game, McKinstry for Dryden. Obviously, he should be proud of the game that he played today, grade 12 DB.
That'll be first and 10 for Reivers, ball at the 20-yard line.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the Dryden 20-yard line. From the shotgun. And again, looking to pass. And knocked down on the play.
Intended for Warwick. Good defensive coverage by 44 from Dryden, Anthony Cordero. Another grade 12 DB. So it looks like Kildonan is going to punt.
Going to be punting from his 30-yard line. Ball is up on a very short kick.
Just a pooch kick.
Oh, and they were looking to recover the football, and flags on the play.
And they do have guys on side, Brian.
Yeah,
so
I saw that, yeah.
It might be far enough for it to be a first down, depending on who recovered it. The other thing, too, is when you do have onside players, the players that are not onside have to give 5 yards as well. So we'll see what the referees saw on the field here. Oh, they're saying no flag on the play, so I guess there's.
Number 10 was onside, was the first player to touch the ball. First down, Dryden.
So the Eagles.
So Dryden must have recovered the ball. So we'll see what Dryden can come up with in the last 1:44 of the game.
And rolls to his left.
Looks like a little bit of a broken play there.
Yeah, it seemed like some players were going one way and some players going another, and nobody, I don't know if everybody was on the same page.
Second and 14.
Hands off and cutting up and getting a little bit up to the right side.
Powell.
Looks like another one for Powell. 34, yeah, Shalom Powell.
He's had his effort has been very good. He hasn't had a lot of positive yards. He's been certainly hit a lot by a lot of the Kildonan.
And he's down on the
so.
play. Another injury.
Yeah, but he's he's gone down hard or played hard today for sure. And it looks like Dryden's gonna punt the ball here. And Powell's up and walking off the field, which is a good thing to see.
One minute, 18 seconds left, and this time they will take a knee.
All right, so with 1:15 left, Dryden will likely kick off to Kildonan East. Oh, pardon me, maybe they decided to take the ball. So Kildonan East looks like they've taken the ball at the 35. They had the option to either have it kicked off. So first and 10 from the 35 for the Reivers.
I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to Jaden Rafter. I've been watching this kid limp most of the game, and he's still out there competing.
Yeah, he's had a good game too.
Number 55 from Dryden, and he's out there and he's chasing people down.
And you know what? Let's give credit to Buckmaster here from Kildonan East. Obviously, he's had a really good game. Obviously, a team leader for the team, and smart play there just to stay in, bounce, and go down. So he's had a great game today.
Under a minute left. Kildonan East 30. Dryden High School nothing. No score. Direct snap to once again to Buckmaster, who's making something happen and should have a first down and more on the game, on the play. Brings us down to 39 seconds. And we're getting a good look right now at number 55, Jaden Rafter. A bit of a Walby warrior. And I know we got Walbys on the other team, but if you remember Chris Walby when he used to do that with CBC, he would be a warrior right now.
Crowd's getting into it, just acknowledging both teams' effort today, so that's good to see.
Buckmaster 74 rushing yards this game, and you can see it. He's and you can add to that 74 yards on this play as he carries the ball, which looks like about another 7-8 yards at least, maybe 9. And you know, so no quitting that guy. 13 seconds left in the football game, so that was about 9 more yards. He's had a great game.
And with 3 seconds left, this should be the final. So congratulations to Kildonan East Reivers.
And with that, your Division III Winnipeg High School Football champions for 2022 are the Kildonan East Reivers. Congratulations on a 30-0 win. We do need to recognize that the Dryden Eagles had played one heck of a game, and I know it's easy to say that the game score doesn't represent how well they played, but they played their guts out all game, Greg.
They sure did. And Brian, I would just say that both teams are excellent. I would just say well done, Coach Hawkins and the Kildonan East Reivers. Defense certainly came out and executed very well today.
You know, and after not playing all season and to be able to pull a team together that had this good a season, that's more kudos to them also. So on behalf of Greg Kiesman and myself, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening for LRSD TV coverage of Winnipeg High School Football League. I invite you to join us back for the next game at, I believe it's at 7:30. Our Division II championship game between Sturgeon Heights and Brandon Vincent Massey will be streamed once more on LRSD TV. Thank you for joining us all the way around Winnipeg, and thank you all the folks out in Dryden. And we hope you all have well and stay safe this winter. Thank you.